Welcome to the deep dive. My name is Michael Renick. I am not only your Florida West Coast real estate specialist, I am your host for this podcast. This week, we're really zooming in on Sarasota and Manatee Counties and the great things happening in this part of Florida. Sarah, once again, has joined me as we share these great updates.
Yeah, looking beyond just the map, right? Getting into the feel of the place.
Exactly. We've developed this local newsletter that is packed with events, community news, even the weather forecast for next week, April 27th to May 3rd, 2025.
Sounds like a good snapshot.
Our goal really is to figure out what makes this part of Florida's Gulf Coast tick. Why is it such a potentially great place to, put down roots? We want to give you a real taste of the lifestyle.
Okay, let's dive in. What stands out?
Well, just the sheer amount of stuff happening in 1 week. It's pretty impressive.
It really is. That variety tells you a lot about
Yeah.
the energy of the area. That's definitely something people look for when they're considering a move, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it's not just like a flash in the pan. Our newsletter mentions the Sarasota Chalk Festival, founded way back in 2007.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Huge. First international street painting festival in the U.S., apparently. Think about that. An event with global recognition right there.
That really says something, doesn't it? It suggests a community that doesn't just consume art, but actively cultivates it, celebrates it.
Draws creative people, you'd think.
For sure, people who value that kind of engagement.
And you see that engagement was coming up next week. Let's
Let's
talk
go.
specifics. Music first.
Sounds good.
Okay. May 2nd, Lakewood Ranch Music on Main. They've got jazz, the Michael Ross 4.
Right, that's a recurring thing, isn't it?
Yeah. What does an event like that do for a place like Lakewood Ranch?
Well, those regular events, they become sort of social anchors, predictable time for folks in the community to get together, unwind, hear some local music, builds that neighborhood feel.
Nice. And beyond that, there's more formal stuff too. Suncoast Concert Band has their season finale on the 27th in Sarasota.
Ah, okay.
And it's only $5 admission, classic pieces, contemporary stuff.
That's incredibly accessible.
Totally. Then the very next night, April 28th, the Venice Concert Band. Their show is called Center Stage, music by Mancini, Porter, Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Wow, big names. So quite a range just between those two.
Yeah, what's the significance of having that kind of musical diversity back to back?
It shows a healthy local art scene,
Yeah.
different groups, different styles. It means if you move there, chances are you'll find something that hits the right note for you musically speaking.
Whether you like band music or, something else. Because the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall is bringing in some big tribute acts too.
Oh yeah, like what?
Arrival from Sweden, the music of ABBA on the 29th.
Always popular.
And then a Fleetwood Mac tribute show on May 3rd.
Okay, so major tribute bands, what does that tell us about the venue or the area?
Well, it means that Van Wezel can pull in those kinds of popular touring shows, right? It's a proper regional venue.
Definitely. Adds another layer to the entertainment options beyond just the local groups. Caters to a broad audience.
Okay, so plenty to listen to. But you can also get out and about, see some local creativity hands-on. There's the Downtown Sarasota Spring Craft
When's that?
Fair, May 3rd and 4th down at Five Points Park.
Craft fairs are great. What can someone thinking about moving there learn from something like that?
Good question.
Well, they really showcase the local talent, don't they? You see the creativity bubbling up in the region. Plus, it's just a nice way to wander around, chat with people, maybe find something unique, connects you to the local vibe.
Yeah, I can see that. And for a different kind of craftsmanship, maybe cars. Yeah, the 27th annual Corvettes on the Circle Car Show. Also May 3rd over on St. Armands Circle.
Ah, St. Armands. I was buzzing over their Corvettes, huh?
Over 150 of them from 1953 models up to the newest ones. Plus, it benefits the Honor Flight network of West Central Florida.
Oh, that's fantastic. So it's got that community charity aspect to it.
Exactly. How does an event like that add to the feel of a place?
Well, obviously it draws the car buffs, but it also just creates a real festive energy in a place like St. Armands Circle, which is already a destination. And the charity part that highlights a community that gives back. That's appealing and something, Michael. You've become well known for your community give back efforts.
Thank you for that. Okay, what if you want to do something active, not just look?
Always options for that down there.
Seems like it. There's an intro to disc golf session. May 3rd, Waterside Place in Lakewood Ranch.
Disc golf. Okay, beginner friendly, you said?
Yeah, sounds like it's aimed at beginners, families. What's the appeal of having those kinds of introductory things?
It just makes it easy for anyone to try something new, doesn't it? Low barrier to entry encourages people to get outside, be active, maybe meet some neighbors. It promotes that healthy lifestyle.
Right. And if you want something a bit more challenging.
Let me guess, there's something for that too.
Yep, the 10th annual SUP and Run 5K, also May 3rd at Nathan Benderson Park.
Nathan Benderson Park. Fantastic venue. Sup and run. So stand up paddleboarding.
Yeah, you can do a 5K run or a 5K paddleboard race or both. They call it the double.
Oh, interesting combo.
And there's a 10K run option too, plus a hand cycle wheelchair division, and even a virtual 5K.
Wow, that's really inclusive. What does that level of accommodation tell you about the community putting it on?
Good question.
It suggests they really value participation from everyone, right? All ages, all abilities. It's about fitness, sure, but also about that shared community spirit. And using a world-class facility like Benderson Park is a huge plus for residents.
Definitely a draw. Okay, so after all that activity, maybe time for a party.
Sounds logical.
There's a Derby Day party at Grove that's in Lakewood Ranch, also May 3rd. Mint Juleps, live music, fancy hats, the whole
Derby
deal.
Day, always fun. What role do those kinds of, purely social gatherings play?
Well, they're crucial, aren't they? Just relaxed settings for people to mingle, chat, build connections. Yeah. Makes the community feel more connected, less anonymous.
Absolutely. Strengthens the social bonds, adds to the vibrancy.
So it's not just events next week. The newsletter touches on some positive developments too. Plymouth Harbor, the retirement community.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're planning a pretty major expansion, adding 153 independent living apartments, a new dining facility. Apparently they have like a 5-year waiting list right now.
Wow. A 5-year wait list?
Yeah.
That tells you something.
Right? What does that kind of expansion signal?
Well, clearly it signals very strong demand for retirement living in that specific community, and probably the area generally. It's seen as a desirable place to retire, and investing in new amenities shows they're focused on, quality of life for residents. It's growing.
And it's not just retirement spots growing. For the brunch crowd, the breakfast company is opening its 4th location.
4th one. Where's this one going?
Sarasota's Rosemary District over on North Orange Avenue.
Okay. The Rosemary District's really been blossoming, hasn't it?
Seems like it. What's the significance of a local spot like that expanding?
It's a great sign. Shows the local economy is healthy enough to support that kind of growth. People clearly like it, and it adds another option to an already interesting dining scene, especially in a developing area like Rosemary. Good buzz.
And all these outdoor events, the growth, it's all happening under some pretty nice weather, according to the forecast.
The Florida factor.
All right, expected to be mostly sunny, maybe some partly cloudy skies, highs in the low to mid 80s, lows in the low 70s, pretty much perfect spring weather.
Yeah, that consistent sunshine and warmth. You can't overstate how big a draw that is. It just enables that outdoor lifestyle practically year-round. Huge quality of life factor for people moving down.
Definitely. And speaking of the outdoors, one last thing from the newsletter. It mentions early sea turtle nesting activity on Anna Maria Island.
Already starting.
Yeah, and beach patrols are beginning. Why is that kind of environmental focus important for the area's overall appeal?
Because it shows a community that cares about its natural assets, right? They're actively working to protect the beaches, the wildlife. That resonates with a lot of people. It suggests a place that values sustainability and the beauty of its surroundings. That's a big plus for residents and prospective buyers alike.
So when you put it all together, the arts scene, like with the Chalk Festival Legacy, the packed calendar next week with music, crafts, sports.
The community growth like Plymouth Harbor and the breakfast place.
And just that amazing weather and the care for the environment. It paints a picture, doesn't it? Sarasota and Manatee Counties aren't just dots on a map.
Not at all. It sounds like a genuine lifestyle offering, a blend of culture, recreation, community, and well sunshine.
Exactly. Seems like a compelling package if you're looking for a place to live.
For sure. Lots of layers to it.
Which brings us to you listening in. Thinking about this snapshot, just 1 week really in Sarasota and Manatee Counties. From the jazz outdoors to the Corvettes on the Circle, the paddleboarding to the Derby party, what part of that lifestyle picture grabs you the most? What makes you think, I want to know more about that? Something to ponder. For our listeners, thank you for investing your time to learn about our part of Florida and all of the great things we have to offer. Sarah, my thanks again to you for helping share the great news each and every week. As we close, again, my name is Michael Renick. I am your Florida West Coast real estate specialist. If you have questions or I can be of help, my personal cell is 941-400-8735. Until next time, let's make this upcoming week our best week yet.